Today we're going to check out my Sig 556 SWAT Patrol. It's called SWAT because it came with this quad rail, and Patrol because it has the shorter gas piston assembly. It's chambered for 5.56. It uses AR15 magazines. Starting at the front, there's a birdcage flash hider. And then we have this thin profile barrel. In front of the gas block, there's an adjuster. That's the normal position. If the gun gets really dirty and it starts to hang up, I can rotate this adjuster over and it'll allow more gas to hit the piston. And here is the stock quad rail. And then I added a vertical grip to it. The receiver is stamped steel that got welded together. And then the lower receiver is forged aluminum. There's the bolt lock, bolt release, and this gun will lock the bolt back on the last round. There's the magazine release, and then safety selector. I have pretty short thumbs, so I had to get this enhanced safety lever from Krebs, and it's a huge help. Now I can comfortably reach the safety lever. On the other side, we have a charging handle, and it does reciprocate with the bolt. There's another mag release and safety selector. The recoil spring is located in the front. It actually surrounds the gas piston push rod, so there's no need for a buffer tube, and that allows this gun to have a folding stock, which is one of the features I like the most. There's a slot that engages a stud that's mounted to the fore end, and it locks in place. It really helps to shorten this gun for confined spaces and also for storage. And then to extend the stock, just release it from that stud, and it opens and locks in place. Very smooth and very solid lockup on the stock. This rifle came with a set of iron sights. This is the protected post sight. It's adjustable for windage with these knobs, and it mounts onto a dovetail on the gas block. For the rear, there's this backup iron sight that flips up out of the rail. It looks really delicate and it's very hard to adjust. So I went and looked for a adapter rear sight, and I finally found this online just a few months ago. It has a V-notch for close range, and there's apertures for different distances. There's 100, 200, and 300. And this sight is adjustable for both windage and elevation. I wanted to see what kind of accuracy I could get out of this gun. I'm not the best open sight shooter, so I put my loopholed 1-4 on loopholed rifleman rings, and this is the high set. I originally had this on a quick detached AR15 type mount, but since the comb of the stock is quite a bit lower than the top of the receiver, I had to use a shorter set of rings so that I could get a decent cheek weld. Compared to an AR15, this gun is a little heavy. It comes in at 8 pounds, right around 2 ounces. So it's about a pound, pound and a half heavier than a typical AR15 with no optics on it. Let's check the trigger pull. No magazine. Chamber's clear. 6 pounds, 8.8 ounces. This is where this gun gets a little interesting. It feels like it has a 3-stage trigger pull. There's some take up on the front end where it meets some resistance, and then it contacts that spring-loaded plunger, and then there's the brake, and there's a little bit of over travel. And then the reset is right where that first resistance is felt. Now, this plunger is spring-loaded and it's adjustable, so I have it set so that it contacts the plunger right before it releases the hammer, and it makes this trigger feel really precise. I mean, I can really shoot accurately with this gun. So it's a strange one, but it actually works really well for me. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on video, but this gun is ejecting the brass about 15 yards, just a little bit to the right. So really aggressive ejection on this gun. I don't think that'll ever be a problem. Full lux back. Recoil is super soft. Almost feels like a 22. Let's try mag dump. I have a steel target set at 200 yards. It's a BCC zone target from MGM Targets, and we're going to shoot it with my Sig 556. That's just way too easy.